Welcome back to Collecting Cars. And of course, we are now in another lockdown, but that does mean we have an opportunity to speak to some of our friends in the community. And launching into 2021 with his foot firmly to the floor, it's Edward Lovett, everyone. How are you doing, Edward?
Hi, James. I'm good. Thank you very much. Enjoying lockdown, 3 days of it, 2 days of it.
I bet you are. I imagine many people are sort of ruining this sort of slow start to 2021 with lockdown, but there's no such thing going on in London with Collecting Cars, is there?
No, there's not. We are crazy busy. I think there's no doubt that lockdown it is a total inconvenience because here we are all working from home again. When we went into the first lockdown back in March, there were 5 of us working from home. Now there's 20 of us working from home in 5 different countries. So yeah, it's strange, but we've got to deal with it. Got to get on with it. Thanks for Zoom. I'm not sure Zoom should probably be more valuable than Bitcoin, I think, at the moment. But it's been a savior.
The shares will soon be overtaking Tesla. So
Yeah.
what are the big plans for 2021? Obviously, we had a lot planned for filming in January. Some of which we will be able to do over Zoom and keep everyone entertained by that. But what are the big plans that you've got in the calendar for 2021 with Collecting Cars?
Well, so we've had a bit of stick over the Christmas time, actually, from our UK-based users. But just before Christmas, we obviously started to see our early Australian consignments go live onto the site, and those auctions started finishing on the 3rd of January, and so we've sold the first 3 or 4 Australian consignments, which is brilliant. We had a couple ending this morning, a 1932 4.5 litre Bentley, which hasn't sold yet, but we have had 4 inquiries on it, so are in negotiation. Funny enough, the car's based in near Sydney, and all 4 of the inquiries on that car are in the UK. And we have had some stick from some of our UK users trying to find out how you can use the filters to remove the Australian listings, etc., which we'll come on to in a minute. But so yeah, Australia is obviously our immediate focus in terms of growing that audience. As of this Monday, the 4th, we had 4 new starters, 2 in the office, and our first 2 permanent guys in Germany, 1 in Munich, 1 in Bielefeld. As we start to establish our footprints in Europe. So we're going to do that via Germany. So we have Sebastian, who's going to be heading up the European market, and Bastian, who's going to be looking after consignments in Germany. And we're going to be building a full team around them to manage that, from customer services to consignment specialists in each of the countries, etc. So yeah, Europe and Australia are 2 big Collecting Cars focuses for the first quarter of this year. And obviously watch collecting, and whilst doing all these things, we need to continue with the amazing success story we had of Collecting Cars in the UK in 2020. We ended up selling over £48 million worth of cars last year, and I think 1,520 odd auction lots, including number plates and a bit of memorabilia. So it's a phenomenal year. And even looking back to November, our lockdown number 2, we sold £7.2 million worth of cars, 209 lots. So the run rate that we're currently going at, we're expecting in our full financial year, which runs from from the 1st of September to the 31st of August 2021, we're looking for the UK alone to be selling between 80 and 90 million pounds worth of cars.
I suppose the thing about Collecting Cars is the technology that it's online and that it's remote, and whilst lockdown has probably sort of played into our hands in that respect, it's definitely a sense that this was coming anyway, wasn't it? We're just slightly ahead of things.
Yeah, I decided to start this business back in September 2019, or sorry, September 2018, and we launched the business in May 2019. There was no sign of COVID in these times, but there was signs that the world of car dealing and car trading was definitely adopting more of an online presence. Huge success of Bring a Trailer in America. A lot more growth of online businesses. The We Buy Any Cars of the world, etc., etc. So it's all we all life is going online in most circumstances.
And do you, much like sort of online shopping, I remember when I first went to sort of buy something online, I was thinking, I'd actually prefer to go in the shops and try something on or something. But that's totally changed now. We're all constantly buying things off Amazon. But when it comes to bigger ticket items and luxury goods, do you think a lot more people are becoming comfortable coming to an auction site and buying something like that of huge value online? Do you think those worries are sort of escaping and going away?
I think I'm not sure. I think that the law protects. This is what we have to deal with homeschooling.
Hello.
Right, go downstairs, darling. Go downstairs. Yes. Sorry, where were we? Yeah. So I think that the online law in general is there to protect the consumer in many ways. But we've also got to be aware. We are not eBay. For the good and for the bad. We're not, for the bad, i.e. we're not worth what eBay is worth, but for the good, this is not a site where you can just upload poor quality photos, whether it's 2, 3, 10, 100, whatever, of your car, write your description based on whatever you think is true and correct, and push your auction live. This is a curated auction platform where we put together 100 to 200 photos. We write the descriptions. We do the due diligence. We talk at length to the seller from start to finish of the process. And also our 7-day auctions allow sort of multiple questions and inspections from potential bidders on those cars. So, there's a lot you can do to protect yourself, which means people are more comfortable transacting in this way online with highly valuable things like collectible cars.
Yeah, and you made the point about this sort of functionality and being able to search through different areas for the cars. But actually, when I'm looking through, if I'm looking for a particular model car, yes, it's nice to be able to search that particular model. But I may well find just what I'm looking for, in Amsterdam, in Germany, or in Australia, and you wouldn't rule out buying a car from one of those territories.
No, so just to cover that off now. So we are, we're sat here on the 7th of January. Next week, we should have our new version 4 of our homepage going live, which will have all the search functionality people need to remove number plates, remove Australian cars, just look at cars in the UK, Germany, wherever they want to, left hand, right hand, manual, automatic, all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, it's been my ambition that we are a global platform. This is not collectingcars.co.uk or .de or .fr. I want a curated list of cars. Find that list is growing of cars. So we might well have. I think there's 140 odd cars on the website at the moment. We might get to a point where there is going to be 1,000 cars on the website for sale. But that list will always be a curated list. I don't expect to see 3 silver E46 M3 BMWs with 56,000 miles from the UK ending on the same night. That's just not going to happen. We want there to be something for everyone ending every night in all different corners of the world.
I get to scroll through and pretty much choose the cars that we get to go out and see and film. Is there anything that you haven't seen on the platform yet that you'd like to see this year?
What would there be? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a car as such, James. I think I guess just to set a relatively achievable ambition is to sell a car for $1 million something. So whether that's euros, pounds, dollars, that for me, that would be a big milestone for us. So I don't know what that car might be, but might be a 300 SL Gullwing, might be a 275 GTS, 275 GTB, a Miura. I see no reason why we shouldn't be a global dominance in selling those types of cars.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
The platform is not focusing on any one particular type of car or a particular value set. However, the more expensive the car comes, the more value the platform is to the consumer, both buyer and seller. It's free to sell £1 million car with us. And guess how much it's going to cost you, Mr. Bidder, to buy £1 million car? It's going to cost you £5,000 capped. Whether it's 1 million or 10 million, it'll cost you £5,000.
That's very tempting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I might have to increase my insurance policy if I'm going to drive it, though. That's the only thing.
I'm sure we can get you covered.
Now, look, obviously, another passion of lots of us who are into our cars is watches. And
I should have started with this hat here.
I know we've got, Vanilla Ice here who can then sort of morph himself into another character. And we've got watch collecting. So tell us a bit about watch collecting and how is the platform exactly the same as collecting cars? How's it going to work, and what's the ambition?
So theoretically, yes, it is exactly the same. It's run off our technology that we built. Dave Edmonston, who joined us about it just over a year ago now. So we built this technology ground up. This is not an off-the-shelf auction platform. But yes, so the back end, the brain and the intelligence behind this is going to work in exactly the same way. When we originally started the discussions, we were trying to understand the fee structure of what collecting cars or what watch collecting should be, and sort of thinking maybe it should be 10%, 15%, where our competitors are out there charging in excess of 30% fees. But the more we looked at it, the more we felt that there's no reason why it shouldn't be the same as what collecting cars is. So it's going to be free to list, free to sell, and we're going to charge 5% plus VAT at buyer's premium.
And when is that live? Are we able to start sort of if someone's watching this and thinking, actually, crikey, I've got a Submariner, I want to move on. How do they get involved?
Yeah.
When are we going to be live?
So we're ready to accept consignments now. The holding page is up. You'll be able to consign a car or consign a watch through the holding page now. And we hope the auction platform will go live on about the 1st of March, give or take a day or two.
Amazing. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, so yeah, we're good to go, and we've got big ambitions for watch collecting. I think, as I said, next week our new version 4 of the homepage will be going live. We've managed to get out a couple more podcasts recently. I think 2020 was a challenge for podcasts for us. Chris is a busy man with Top Gear, and with all the lockdowns we've had, we have always preferred to try and be face to face with the podcast, but doing Zooms like this is becoming a better route to go, but it's been difficult whilst we've all been restricted with our traveling to get out and find great guests. But the Franchitti brothers we did as our Christmas special was brilliant. That's been received. I think we've hit about 2 million downloads now for the podcast, which is astonishing, really, for a couple of blokes talking about cars.
It's incredible. I think one of the things that we've talked about is is that we are very much about being sort of inclusive and offering people to sort of come in and get involved rather than being exclusive. We've got the fantastic podcast, and obviously I'm doing some videos with YouTube where I'm not trying to be an expert, but trying to get out and show people what's out there, and hopefully be entertaining as well. But we've got
how's that going with lockdown?
Well, it's frustrating because today is a really bright, cold, crisp day, and it's probably the perfect day to be out filming. Bit of cloud cover, nice bit of sunshine. So that's frustrating, but we have got plenty of other good content planned, which we can still sort of carry on working on. So we've got some so potentially some nice panel discussions coming up in the next month or so, which I really think will engage some conversation online. So we're really looking forward to that.
Good. Okay. Well, I think as you and I spoke the other day that we've obviously got an audience out there that are hungry for information. So if anyone wants anything covered as a topic, then get in touch with us via Instagram or email and let us know. And James, I'm sure, will be more than happy to try and host some form of video chats to help with that.
Definitely
providing information.
Show us what's on the driveway, show us what's in the workshop. People can't get out so much at the moment, so if you've got something in the workshop or you're restoring something, do get in touch, let us know what it is, and we can share that with the community and keep everyone engaged, and plenty of things to view.
Good stuff. Okay, well, look, James, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us. We'll do a few more of these, especially as we get closer to the launch of watch collecting.
Yes.
And within a week or so from today, you'll start to see an influx of European consignments arriving on the platform. So as soon as we can get you on a plane or a train, we'll ship you out in your lederhosens to Germany to be
I can't wait
driving some vintage BMW through the Black Forest or something like that.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Great. Good stuff.
Thanks, Edward. Speak soon. Cheers.
See you later. Cheers. Bye, James.